When you think of reggae music, you can't help but think about the harmony in the sound. Well, a domestic violence shelter on the peninsula is partnering with a local business to help promote healthy love.
It's called the One Love Reggae Music Festival. Kiana Patterson shares how an unlikely partnership is working together to break the cycle of violence.
With One Love,
reggae heals. It's the music that heals your heart. It moves your soul. It moves your feet.
and One Heart.
We're providing ways for them to ask for help without it being so blatant.
Tradition Brewing Company will join the cause to help survivors of abuse.
There's a fear of talking about what's uncomfortable.
This unique alliance will create a safe space to raise money and awareness, dispelling myths of domestic violence.
This is an event that's going to show people you can have a good time and fellowship, and alcohol can be involved, and there's no violence.
Sanu Dang is the director of Transitions Family Violence Services, which provides emergency shelter and assistance on the peninsula.
All of us deserve the opportunity to start over the way that it works for us and not the way that someone else tells us it should.
It's fundraisers like this that help with the #1 challenge for the shelter, which is money.
We did see some funding shifts at the state level, at the federal level, and so partnering with local businesses is going to be really important.
Since the pandemic, domestic violence shelters report a high number of calls for help, and the number is not going down. In the first half of this year, Transitions reported 249 people indicated they had been strangled in Newport News. The city also received 364 high lethality calls, which is deadly threats or use of a weapon.
Let's put ourselves out in venues that people frequent and letting you know that you can ask for help anywhere. It doesn't have to just be at our doors.
Other obstacles survivors must overcome is the rental and housing crisis.
If we're not going to fix the housing crisis, we're going to create an environment where people have no choice but to stay in something that's unhealthy and abusive and potentially fatal.
John McCochran, the founder of At Coastal Realty and the president of RAIN, says it's an interesting market right now.
When you're in that situation, you're kind of squeezed even more. You're escaping a situation.
If you want to help survivors or if you need help, resources will be available, while 11 bands take the stages.
We've got to create some different ways to engage people in conversation, reach outside of our norms, engaging with the brewery.
A dozen local beers will also be available, and $1 from each beer sold will go to Transitions to celebrate unity and give back.
Love still exists. Healthy love still exists.